The first wife may not grow. The second wife may not even grow. And
We've
this
seen
one
it.
may not grow.
Yeah, we've coached it. Yeah.
That don't mean that they don't change.
Yeah.
They may not grow.
Yeah.
But when it all comes down to it, if you want success, for one, mind your marriage. Even though he's practiced polygyny, you're still monogamously married to him.
Warning, viewer discretion is advised. The content, views, and educational material you are about to experience could challenge your belief, trigger strong emotions, and frankly, piss you off. This isn't for everyone. If you're not ready to confront new ideas, or if your feelings bruise easily, this might be the time to click away. Expect to be challenged, to think, and you might even want to scream at the screen. Proceed with caution, and remember, you chose to be here. Let's get it.
When it comes down to it, I know we are getting on the women and the wives, because when it comes down to it, that's what we are. We're women, we're wives. However, everyone involved has a part to play in this type of mentality and in this type of hierarchy. And I'm gonna get into that in a little bit. But when it comes down to it, we have to understand that everybody has their particular role to play. Whether it's the first wife, whether it's the husband, whether it's the additional incoming wife, because, well, let me get into it. One of the things is, when the concept of polygyny is introduced, whether it's like my co-wife said earlier, if she knows, if he said it or if he didn't say it, sometimes it's the way it's done. So sometimes things are just done the way they are. Like she said before, like my co-wife said before, she said you can't unring that bell. So you're still going to continue to act a particular way because you're upset at the way it happened. But we're not going to act like the way it happened could not have been a factor in why things are the way they are. However, getting into growth, getting into change, getting into being more mature, that's how you get over that. So we'll get into the getting over that, but let's get into how everybody has their role to play in this mentality. My co-wife got in on first wives. I don't have to I don't have to continue with that. She already talked about it, and that is what it is. We've seen it time and time and time again. We see it in the comments. We see it in emails. We see it in stories, anything where it's like, well, you know, I don't like this. I still don't like it. Oh my gosh. And my co-wife get a lot of different requests. It's like, well, how do I get past this? How do I get through this? How do I do this? Because I don't like it. I can't stand it. I. And there's nothing taken away from the pain or the hurt or the feeling like you're betrayed or disrespected or anything like that. However, we are adults here. How we handle these things are important. You know, and blaming other people for our actions and how we behave is immature. I'm going to go into that in our framework, in the women's frame. The M stands for mature. It stands for maturity. And when women are lacking that part, it makes it really hard around the board to have a wonderful marriage, to have a beautiful marriage, to have a successful marriage. And because you're not having a successful relationship within yourself. So when it comes to that, you got to be mindful of the maturity. Husbands can also create, like we already talked about, how it could have started, how he could have done it.
You're already on our channel, and you see how we are empowering people when it comes to polygamy education. You may be wondering, what's the next step? Especially knowing that we are the authors of the book,
Let's Talk Polygamy Uncensored. If you want to get off the emotional roller coaster, whether it's jealousy, insecurity, frustration, anger, maybe even guilt in some cases, you're going to want to pick up this book.
Definitely wish I would have had this book back a while ago when we first embarked on polygyny. And you will learn a lot of things about minding your marriage and what that actually means. So you're not comparing your marriage to your co-wives or anybody else's for that matter.
If you've heard, I'm not against polygamy, I just against when it's not done right, you want to learn how to do it right, This will teach you how to be more than twice the man you need to be to get it done. Let's talk polygamy.com. We look forward to shipping yours off to you.
Certain type of secrecy, whether it was like, okay, well, I'm not, I'm not going to deal with this right now, so I'll just wait till the time is right, or you know what, I'm going to do it. I've dealt with a number of different people who dealt with that, and we already talked about our story where it wasn't told immediately and right away and different things like that. So certain things can be a causation of certain feelings.
It's a domino.
It becomes that.
Yeah.
And another thing, with that being said, incoming wives, additional wives can also play a role in that by feeling like you have to fetch and step and fetch it.
Yeah.
My dyslexia kicked in right there. It's, when it comes to I want people to like me, I want to be needed, I want to be accepted, I want to be this. So it's like, whatever makes it easy for anybody else, whatever makes it easy. Are you okay with me being here? Oh, is she okay? What can I do to make everything okay? I was at a point in my marriage that I was like, I will leave this marriage just to stop the hurt, the pain, the drama, the anything.
Same.
All of that.
Energy.
All of that.
Yes, right.
Because of the internal feelings that we have, or the core values that we may hold, or the core beliefs that we may hold. And beliefs may not even be true. It's the things that we believe because this is what we were conditioned to believe. I never practiced polygyny a day in my life until and been married into it. This is all new for all of us. No one has ever been in this.
And we don't practice it.
Right. We never been in polygyny before. Right. So learning that, going through the ups and downs, the highs and lows, that's like people who were married. I don't care if you've been married once, twice, 3 times a lady. When it all comes down to it, it's still a different person. It's still a new experience.
Yeah.
It's still a new experience. So when people say, well, I made him into this husband that he is, that's not necessarily true. He's going to continue to grow, evolve, or change, or whatever, because he may not even grow. The first wife may not grow. The second wife may not even grow. And this one may not grow.
Yeah, we've coached it. Yeah.
That don't mean that they don't change.
Yeah.
They may not grow. Yeah. But when it all comes down to it, if you want success, for one, mind your marriage. Mind your marriage. Because even though your husband is practicing, and I'm saying to the wives right now, even though your husband is practicing polygyny, those who are in polygyny, even though he's practicing polygyny, you're still monogamously married to him. So
yes, we have to make that clear, y'all.
You're monogamously married to him. Right?
Yes.
And
then, think we are. I'm like, no, we're not.